Welcome to Meaningful Vitality. I'm here to talk more about different AI systems, specifically today about art and image generators such as Bing Creator, DALL-E, Crayon, or Midjourney, just to name a few of the more popular ones. As I've talked about in the past, it seems like AI is here to stay and it continues to grow traction in some pretty big ways. I just want to talk a little bit about some of the ramifications, both the benefits and some of the maybe holdups of AI, specifically with art and image generators today, and the benefits it can have on our mental health, as well as some of the downsides and the downfalls. So I want to start first by talking about some of the benefits that art and image generators can have in the lives of our society and us possibly as individuals. It can be used for all different kinds of people. First, obviously, for artists, graphic designers, and content creators, they can get their job done faster. Something that may have taken a week or even more to create a job can now take literally seconds. And that can be a really big thing for our society, individuals, as they can now spend more time doing maybe things they want to do instead of a job. They can now invest in themselves, other activities, and really focus on their mental health or their relationships. Businesses can use it now and they can save time and money and resources by not having to reach out to other individuals or organizations to create projects or artwork for them. They can do it all in-house on their own, which can really be a big time saver and money saver for the economy and for businesses. And even everyday people can use it for fun, and they can have access to material that they wouldn't have had, access to in the past. People can use it to create maybe invitations for parties. They can create, just projects for fun that they might use around the house or for friends or to send to other people for fun, because there's really no, entry level. There's anyone can do it and have access for like social media or things like that, which can be pretty fun and pretty cool to do if they, want to do something like that. I want to go back to just saying the biggest benefit for any AI system, whether it is image and art generators or anything else in general, is the time saving and the stress saving in our life. And all people can benefit from this. Anyone who could possibly use this kind of program can benefit from the time and the stress savings. And I just hope that we can take advantage of that, because this time can now be spent, as I said, investing in our mental health. We can now exercise. Instead of staying up late, maybe we can go to bed early because that project didn't take so long, or because we're so far behind on different projects, especially in the art field. However, will we actually do that with the time? There's so many different forms of technology, not just with AI and computers, that have made our life easier as a society and as a culture. However, the research shows that instead of us actually using those things to make our life easier and investing more into ourselves, instead we are just using that to work more or work in other areas. And that's my biggest concern. Yeah, we may not have as much time that we invest into these art projects, but now we might work more around the house. Or now we might try and spend other areas in business. Now we might try to get more jobs, things like that. Those aren't always a bad thing. It was kind of like speculated, like in the 70s and 80s, that by this time in our life, in like the 2020s, that people would hardly be working at all because of how automated everything is, with things like dishwashers, washing machines, things like that. And we use those things quite a bit as a society. However, instead of like making our life easier and working less, we just use that time to work more, work harder, and get more done. And that's my concern, that we won't actually use it in the ways we should, that we'll actually just work more and become even more stressed and more burnout. And our mental health will even just suffer even more, especially because art gives some people meaning in life. It's a hobby. I have a friend who's a graphic designer, and he also does some artwork on his own, and he does some other projects. And he specifically said art and the ability to create gives life meaning for him. And this can be both as a hobby or as a career. But if artwork can be done in literally seconds, there's no value in it anymore. There's no reason to be an artist. There's no reason to create, because I, who may not have as much creativity or, abilities in art, I can create almost the exact same thing as him in literally seconds that can maybe take him a week or so. So it's not as meaningful to those people anymore. Art doesn't mean anything, and it kind of just defeats the purpose. It has no value. No one's going to want to buy that. So it may create people to not even follow their passions anymore. That's a big thing for him to say, that art and the ability to create gives his life meaning. I mean, and that makes sense. He's not the first person I've heard say similar things, either friends, family, or even clients in my room when I'm talking about self-care for clients and things that give their life meaning and things that help them wind down. I've worked with a lot of clients that say creating artwork, creating poetry, painting, doing music, that helps them to pour into themselves, to refill their batteries and help them enjoy life more. And if there's a computer system that can do it, anyone can do it, like I said, it really doesn't give people meaning in that. People won't appreciate the time it takes to create or even think of some of those things and those original ideas. So that's where I can start seeing it become a little bit of a problem in our life and in our society today. So in conclusion, I know this is a shorter video today. I love the idea of anything in our life that can reduce stress and time, because time, is important, especially when we're working. We can pour into our family, into friends, into ourselves. And most of the time, this is a good thing for our mental health. However, if we're not using that time to be more productive for ourselves and to enjoy life, then what's the point? Because those are things we need to start considering for anything in our life, not just AI and computer-generated images. And then going back to, if it's taking value away, it might have a person, feeling like that they don't have meaning. That can be really catastrophic, because everyone has something in their life that gives their life meaning. For me, it's health and psychology. I also, like to exercise and go camping. And obviously those things aren't really looking to be taken away right now. But if it was like, nope, you can't go on hikes anymore, you can't go camping anymore, or even like you can't spend time with friends to play games with anymore, it's like, that'd be pretty catastrophic. So maybe you're not an artist, or maybe you're not someone that's going to be using this service as much, but ask yourself right now, what's the one thing in life that gives you meaning and purpose? And if that was taken away, then what? What would you do? You would feel like your whole life is shattered. So that is kind of what we're looking at with some of this AI stuff. So again, I'm not trying to demonize it. I'm not trying to say it's all bad. We just have to look at the whole picture. Because us as Americans, the numbers that I've talked about in the past of people that are stressed, anxious, depressed, and feel like they're just completely stuck are pretty big. And if that number continues to go up, that's a problem. So we need to find ways to give our life meaning and purpose. Maybe some of these jobs and passions and hobbies will continue to exist. I sure hope so. But if they don't, we need to kind of see what we can do to kind of fix that and to readjust our vision with some of these things and these AI systems. So I hope that you're able to learn a thing or two. Hope you're able to see more of the big picture. I know there's more out there with this topic and other things in general, and I'll continue to explore those things. But as always, I hope you're able to live a healthy, meaningful life with some of these things that we've talked about and apply them to your own life in one way or another.